What kind of God do you believe in? It's a good question, isn't it? And I get that comment so often when I'm discussing the attributes of God or the things that make up Christianity. People say, well, I believe in the kind of God that. It's amazing how many times we decide what kind of God we believe and then we go about it that way. Doesn't make a lot of sense, actually. The only way we really know about God is to study His Word, to listen to His voice inside of us, and to begin to walk with Him. And it's amazing how we have just kind of written our own religion after a while, isn't it? Thomas Watson said, "Nothing promotes atheism and disbelief in God more than people who claim to believe in God but don't practice it. Tell me, how are you different from a non-Christian?" It's a good point, isn't it? Claim to believe in God but don't really follow things because we've designed Him the way we want Him. I believe in the kind of God that. Here's a scripture I know you're going to like. 1 John chapter 2, starting with verse 4 says, "Whoever says, 'I know Him, I perceive, recognize, understand, and am acquainted with Him,' but fails to keep and obey His teachings is a liar, and the truth of the gospel is not in him. But he who keeps, treasures His word, who bears in mind His precepts, who observes His messages in entirety, truly in him has the love of and for God been perfected, completed, reached maturity. By this we may perceive, know, recognize, and be sure that we are in Him." Well, that's the Amplified Bible. It uses a lot of words. But I think it was necessary today because, you see, this is the picture of a Christian. If somebody came to you and said, "Tell me what your best friend looks like." And you said, "Well, I believe he looks like this. The kind of friend that I have would be like this." Wouldn't make much sense, would it? You say, "What color hair has he got?" Well, you say, "Well, I'm not sure, but hair really isn't that important." Well, what's his body type? Well, I'm not really sure. If you can't describe him, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? We do the same thing with God. We can't describe Him. We don't really know that much about Him. We call ourselves Christians, and we believe in the kind of God that. One of the greatest things that you will ever do, honestly, is get to know God personally. That's the reason that Jesus came. He came to die for you. He came to set you free. He came to remove the sin barrier between you and God, and now you can go directly to Him. And isn't it interesting that so many people don't, even Christians? We view our religion or our faith in terms of what we believe instead of having a relationship with whom we believe in. Interesting, isn't it? You see, the one thing that God really wants to do with you is have a relationship with you. He's not concerned about what you believe about Him. He's concerned about the kind of relationship you have with Him. And folks, when you have that relationship with Him, then what you believe about Him changes. You see, the relationship really becomes first. Now, this is kind of a difficult thing, and somebody will say, "Well, no, that's really not true." But, they both go hand in hand, I understand. But until God captures your heart, you don't really get to know Him very well. All of your information is here instead of here. And the world around us, folks, is tired of people preaching dogma. They want to see people who live a life that's been changed by the power of Jesus Christ. That's what I want to see. And that's what I hope for you. What kind of God do you believe in today? I hope He's the one that's changing your life from the inside out. God bless you. Have a great day.